Good morning, everybody. How's everybody today? It is Monday, June 13th, 2022. It is a Monday. Feels like a Monday. I hope everybody is doing well and is excited for day 4. Um, and I hope you're getting things out of 100 Days to Brave. I hope you're finding your braver self through this. Uh, just have to make sure. Okay. When I got online and I hooked up my AirPods, it said that I was connected to my iPad, which I didn't want to be. I wanted to be connected to my phone because that's where the StreamYard is. And that's the broadcast that helps. So if this is helping you, I hope that you would share it with others that you know that might need it too. So we're going to get started because I have to go to the post office today, and I'm sorry I didn't get to the field trip yesterday about Michael's. I hope to get there today since I have to go out anyway. I started a Netflix series and got stuck on that. So today, this is yesterday's hodgepodge of things. It looks different now that it's dry. It's kind of shiny. So that's what yesterday was. And I think this is journaling is helping me sleep. I wasn't sleeping. I was having nightmares, and they were brutal. And I think letting go of certain things is helped that. So, these allergies, such a joy. So, day 4 is looking for brave. This is Acts 4, 13. The officials were amazed to see how brave Peter and John were, and they knew that these two apostles were only ordinary men and not well educated. The officials were certain that these men had been with Jesus. So I'm going to read this as Annie wrote it. Every day I hear story after story of courage, not a bad gig, to tell you the truth. You sweet people email, text, and tag me on the internet as you share your brave stories. And as I travel around the country and speak to groups, you cannot imagine how many stories of courage I get to hear. Every time I think, man, I wish everyone could hear this. There is something super powerful about putting brave on display in your life, in the lives of the people you love, in the art you see or read or hear. When we see brave out in the world, it inspires us, doesn't it? I think that's why not only do we need to share our brave, but we need to actively look for it as well. I know you have friends like I do who are being braver than they knew they could be in their everyday lives. Do you see brave when you look around your life, in the face in the mirror as well as in the faces you see when you are gathered with your people? Who is displaying courage? Someone battling a disease, acting in spite of fear, chasing a dream? Where do you see brave moments in your family, in your own life, in your friends? Are you reading something that sounds brave? Have you watched a film that reminded you of something brave? Courage is in the arts all the time. And I'm not just referring to Braveheart, though I love Scotland and do find that movie inspiring in so many ways. Sometimes I'll even look for movies or books along a theme that I'm struggling with. Most recently, as a new relationship began to grow with a man in a different city, I read a book about a couple who survived a long distance relationship. I needed their courage to remind me to be brave too. Even though they were fictional and spoiler alert, her relationship ended. I think when you hear other stories, they will sound like your story, and you will realize you are braver than you give yourself credit for. And we will cheer for you. We will cheer for each other and see courage in each other, and we will be braver for it. So be brave. When you see brave, say so. I think there's a lot of places that we've seen bravery. I mean, dancers get up on stage, and I'm sure they're nervous as hell. I know I would be. Um, my kids did band for years, and they just put it all out there. Um, they played, they learned music, they marched, which is awe inspiring in itself. Um, you know, the directors have to teach new kids year after year, and they hope they're doing it right. And then there's starting a new job is being brave. Me getting out in my shed and starting over is brave all in itself, because I'm trying to find a new way to do this business in spite of COVID. So we are all brave in our own ways, in our own lives. Maybe our children are brave. Maybe our grandkids are brave. I don't have any of those yet. I look forward to the day. There's so many ways to be brave. So many out there being brave. The Johnny Depp trial. Who would have believed a man that was abused? Well, they did. Because that's a thing. I mean, everybody has something they're fighting against. You don't want to let the devil in. You want to put blinders on and look for the good and block out the evil. I think we're all guilty of that at some point. So today I want you to write about your braver self, something that happened that made you become brave, and look inside yourself as to what that looks like, or family, or friends even. Do you have friends that are on a journey to being braver, or family? I mean, some have grands that are fighting their own battles, or their own diseases, or their own mental health. I mean, that's a big one too. Do you fight? Do you fight to be alive? Do you fight the disease? Do you fight? Just do you fight? That's braver all in itself. My husband and I saw Top Gun this weekend, and it was really good. Surpassed our expectations. But you have to see the first one. And if you haven't seen the first one, I don't know what rock you've been hiding under. You can pretty much find it anywhere right now because of the second one. Sorry. My cousin's daughter is like, I haven't seen the first one, and mom won't find it. I'm like, you're 17, you find it. I mean, it's not hard. I'm pretty sure a child could find it. It would be kind of cool if they had played them sort of back to back, the first one with the second one. That would have been pretty neat, I think. But, it's like Saturday or Friday, he and I went to dinner, and it was just two of us. And then Saturday, we went and checked out farmers markets because I'm trying to buy locally grown produce because A, it's healthier, B, it's cheaper, and you're supporting local farmers. And we realized that we're now on this journey together, he and I, just the two of us, and we're having to learn how to live with each other and how to be with each other. And it was weird because we walked into the one farmer's market, which is this little barn on the side of the road, and I said, I like doing life with you. And it's true. I do. I couldn't imagine doing life with anybody else. I mean, my husband is one of a kind. I got lucky the second time around. So it's learning new things. And that's, part of bravery is learning new things and learning to like each other without children is a feat all in itself. Some marriages don't last without kids being involved, and I think ours will. So my braver is my daughter took a leap of faith and moved across the country twice, maybe three times. Florida, she moved South Florida, then she moved to Chicago, and then she moved back down to South Florida and then moved to Texas. That was pretty brave. She went to school away from home. The other two drove cross country last week to Illinois, and I never did that at 19 and 20. That's 900 some odd miles one way. They just did it. So that was their bravery. And then my husband took a leap and quit Target, not without another job, but he was tired and frustrated. So even at 52, he started a new job. So, sometimes you just have to look inside yourself and get through the fear and move on. Some people don't like to be alone, and I understand that. It's hard to be alone, but if Mr. Right hasn't come along yet, he might be still out there. Patience. Don't settle. Don't settle for second place. Ever. We are too good for that. We are too important for that. So I think today is about your bravery and those around you. So I'm just going to start writing what that looks like for me. By Miranda, moving. Trips by kids. And my girls aren't alone. They have their boyfriends with them, but still, it's a long way to go when you've never done it before. We used to do it at night when the kids would go to sleep. We'd leave at like 7, 8 o'clock at night and drive all night. I can't do that anymore though. New job, friends, family. That's a leap. That's being brave. Friend's son joined the military. He's being sworn in today. That's brave all in itself. That's a whole new world. So, I mean, fighting a disease. And those can be hidden. Those don't have to be cancer or anything you can see on the outside. Those can be mental illness, those can be rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, MS, Parkinson's, dementia. I mean, the list is endless. Crohn's. I fight diseases every day. I have autoimmune junk. Mental health is huge. Some people can't get out of bed, and when they do, it is an accomplishment. So, I mean, really, it's anything. Anything that makes you feel like you accomplished something. Accomplishment is huge. Brave. Accomplishment is becoming braver. Getting out of your own way is huge. And no, I saw and found my crayons. I will probably get new ones. Feeling happy because you accomplished something makes you brave, or it's because you're brave. And there's so many things. You just look around you and you can see it. Training a puppy. Puppies are brutal energy suckers. Going off to college. I know many of that. Getting married. Uh, one of my daughter's old friends got married this weekend to her high school sweetheart. I wish them all the happiness in the world because getting married is hard. Staying married is even harder. And getting through it is, again, an accomplishment. Battling doctors for yourself. Being your own advocate. It's putting yourself out there. But that's bravery all in itself. See, so there's brave all around us and in our lives, no matter what we're doing or who we are or our health, our family, our friends, whatever their struggles are. As long as you make it through, you're braver than you ever thought possible. So I think for this, maybe I'll do it like this today. I see stars, like I see shooting stars. Um, I see a black sky or dark sky with stars and shooting stars. That's what I see today. Maybe you don't see that, and that's okay. This is everybody's own um, thing. So I'm going to do my pastels. And I'm just doing it right over the words. It's kind of like purple. So a lot of this is probably more mixed media than anything, because we'll do paint over this. And I'm so glad you're creating with me, and I can see what you're doing. And even if you're not here right now, that's okay. You can come back later and watch the replay and still do the same thing that we're doing today. So this makes kind of a mess. It's very dusty. So I tend to have a garbage pail right next to me. And then I wipe up the residue. And this is my art desk. So I don't care if it gets dirty. And then your hands might be covered in it, and that's okay too. And then I'm just going to take what I used yesterday to blend. And now my fingers are blue. That's okay. I want this darker. So this time I won't take off necessarily. I will just blow it off. Blue hands. That's why I keep wipes in here. Usually I have baby wipes, but these are just Clorox wipes. And you could put down a paper towel before you do this. Probably be a good idea. You will grab all of the dust. So that's the background. You see, that's the background. And you can sort of see the words underneath if that's what you want. you can do that, or you don't have to. So I think we're going to dot today. Since I'm known for dots. And maybe even sprinkle at the end. I did a sprinkling kit last year. Can even move paint around with a straw. So many techniques. So when you think of stars, what color do you think of? I tend to think of gold. And silver. And with dotting, you don't need much paint. I'm going to try to make a star. Pretty much just triangles. And then I'll dot them because dotting's easier when you're dealing with pastel chalk. And then we're just kind of making it fly through the air. You might have to use more paint because I'm probably picking up pastel chalk. So instead of 1, 2, 3, you're probably going to have to do 2 and then reload. And then wipe off. Hey, Marcy. You'll have to catch the replay. We're talking about brave around us. Not necessarily us, though that could be a thing too, because we have our own battles to fight. but like family, friends, friends that, or anyone that you find their situation or their decisions brave, and accomplishments that they have made is a big deal. Bravery is not just us, it's people around us. And then I wrote all that down. Um, my kids took a trip this week all by themselves, which I never did that. I mean, I flew by myself at their age, but I didn't drive cross country. Starting new jobs takes courage to start something new when you're older. Driving and that sort of thing. I mean, I'm covered in blue now. Um, Maybe it's your grandchildren and their acts of bravery. Um, then there's, our own battles of getting out of bed in the morning, fighting autoimmune garbage, maybe stuff like that. They're all accomplishments, and they all are what makes us braver. And they may not think that they're braver, but they are because of what they're doing. So things like that. When you see brave is today's lesson. Could be a news story, could be an athlete, could be family, friends, a stranger, could be something in the news. That's today's lesson. Seeing brave around you, not just you. So I wrote that all down, and then I colored over it with um, chalk, pastel chalk, which makes a mess. So you might want to cover with paper towel, have baby wipes handy. And this washes off with soap and water, so that's not a big deal. And then my thought today was shooting stars. Because being brave, like seeing others' bravery is like shooting for the stars and making it. That's how I interpret that. So really, it's up to you. This is having a hard time sticking. You could also do this in pencil. You could make your background in pencil and then dot over it. This is having a hard time with the chalk because the chalk has residue. Pencils wouldn't have residue. And also, if you know somebody that needs this too in their life, you can also sprinkle my page with them, or or this. It's not working very well. I'm going to go and get pencils today. Crayons. That would work better. Crayons would work much better. But I am going to, okay, there it is. So I have a little itty bitty toothbrush. This brush makes what's the word? Sprays paint. So you just add some water and then usually it works better than that. I think it's the chalk that's not letting it adhere. Yeah, I'm trying to show you something fun and it's not working. Maybe a lighter color. It's getting some sprinkles, but not like I wanted. I think it's the chalk. It's not letting it adhere. Again, if you'd had crayons, it wouldn't do that. See, it's bubbling. Beating. That's what it's doing. It's beating. I think the chalk is oil-based. It's probably why it's not working. But you can also use just your finger and make starbursts happen if you're not afraid to get dirty. All washes off. But again, if you had crayon colored pencil, this would not do that. This would work. See, journaling doesn't have to be like this big conglomerate picture. It can be what you make it. So this is like space, stars. I didn't make the dippers. I'm not that good on astrology. So that's kind of it. This one is the big star. Kind of going through the air. See? I have to go to the post office today. I have to deal with a dentist office that I don't want to deal with. And I have to go to Michael's. And maybe search the house for my twisted crayons. I say twisted because they look like this. See, I found one, so maybe the others are around somewhere. It goes up like that. So it's a twistable crayon. And I like them because they're not little, so you can actually get a nice hold on them. How do you guys like the morning? Do you like the morning? Does the morning work for you better? I thought about the evening, but I don't ever know what the heck the weather's gonna do. So that's why I do morning, and I'm up early and I'm more awake in the morning. So there you have it. That's just a dark background, which you could do with pencil, crayons. I just wanted a lighter background to put bursts of stars on it. I think stars to me represent accomplishments, and that's being braver. Um, Putting yourself out there is brave. Um, Not being afraid, just doing what you love and doing what you want to do. That's brave. Um, kids, kids are some brave souls. I remember when Naya didn't let anything bother her or get in her way. She just go for it. She was 2 and she was climbing the monkey bars already. It was crazy. I was like, "What are you doing? Get down before you fall." And she's like, "No, Ma, I got it." And she did. She was 2 years old. She had just learned how to walk, like, 11 months prior, and or a few months prior, and here she was climbing up the monkey bars like it was no big deal. So, everybody has brave. Everybody has their own version of brave. But little kids, I think, are probably the bravest creatures around. I think they just get up and go and do, and they're not caring the world. Maybe we should all be more like children. Think like kids and just do. But nice do, not mean do, nice do. Adventures. Children are very adventurous. And usually children are nicer than some adults I know. Just depends. But I think we could learn a lot from the children of our world. So that's it for today. Is when you see brave, say so. Looking for bravery around you. So tomorrow is Just Start is the title. So think about that. I think that's more about just getting on with it. So I've kept you for 43 minutes. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Oh, thank you, Marion. I try. I hope that my bravery inspires others like you to just do. So thanks for watching, and thanks for being here with me every day, Sunday through Thursday. And trying to keep it at 9:30 in the morning Central Time. If that doesn't work for you, you can always watch the replay, or if you need me to go at a different time, a couple days a week, then I could probably do that. You would just have to let me know when. I could do evenings, but what days work best for all? Because I don't want to do evenings for just like one person, if mornings work better for others. See what I'm saying? So on that note, I hope you find your braver self today. Look around you and look for bravery. It doesn't necessarily have to be you. It can be your kids, your grandkids, your parents, friends, coworkers. Look for bravery today. It's all around us. On that note, we're dotting the world as we go and finding our braver selves along the way. Happy Monday. See you tomorrow.